Alright, you guys, welcome back to Janie's Crazy Life. It is Saturday, September the 5th, and I only know my day because normally I lose track of my days. I couldn't tell you if the day was Thursday, Friday, or whatever. Usually I'm like, what day is it? And I lose track of my days. But I didn't lose track of today because today is my wedding anniversary. God bless that husband of mine. Been married to me for 33 years today. And how the man has put up with me can only be explained that I think he's not right in the head. I think he's got a couple loose screws or something, or he just ain't right. That's all I got to say. And I say that because it's because he really, really loves me. I know that's why. But my mom, it's a shame that I could not have shared my mom's personality with YouTube, because by the time I started doing YouTube, she was sick with cancer. So I didn't start YouTube before when she was, where I could have had her be in the videos a lot. And but she was a hoot. My mom was a hoot. She was just an individual personality that was like none other. Anybody who knew my mom would say there was no one else like her, and thank God there wasn't. I love her. She didn't have a mean bone in her body. She marched to the beat of her own drum, so to speak. I do too, but my mom was a little bit more off than I am. Okay. Yes, I just said I was off. But we'll go back to the fact that I'm normal. Okay, just have a crazy life. I used to say that my dad, a long time ago, because both my parents passed away from cancer, just about 12 years apart from each other, totally different cancers. But I used to say, before we moved in with my mom, at about the time she got her first cancer, we moved in with her. And I was her caregiver all those years. Okay, so that back information, okay, now. I used to say before that my dad was a saint, because he put up with her, okay? After I moved in with her, and it was not because she was sick, because we had some moments where we were in remission from cancer, in between the 5 cancers. But there was moments where I would say to her, I used to think Daddy was a saint. And she would say, well, he was. I said, no, the man just wasn't right. For him to have put up with you, he had something was wrong in his head. He had some loose screws or something. So, saying that, my husband is a lot like my father. They say daughters marry men a lot like their fathers or opposite of their fathers, and my husband is a lot like my dad. The things that they did not agree on were views on the things, and they just both had strong opinions on those views, because they're both very intelligent men. And yes, I just said my husband's a very, very intelligent man, and he is. He's one of the most intelligent men I've known. Very smart and everything. I usually followed it with not a whole lot of common sense, but that's what makes for a good marriage, because I think I got a bit of common sense, and I could care less about as I call it, the book learning stuff, because I could care less to sit and read a book about historical stuff unless it intrigues me. But, I'm more of the artsy, creative, hands-on kind of thing, And he enjoys knowledge. He enjoys reading a historical thing, He'd be happy watching something on TV about history, and I could care less. But that's where I think my daughter asked me one time. I think it was her. It could have been my son. I think my daughter asked me one time what Dad and I had in common when we first met, and it was really our core values that we had in common. It was like what we wanted out of life. We wanted a family. We both wanted a couple kids and stuff like that. And we both went to church. So it was our core values that we had in common. Now, everything else take away the core values of wanting a family, wanting to be married, wanting to stay with someone for the rest of your life. Take away all that. We differ like night and day. We do. We differ like night and day. We see things differently. And I think that's what has worked for 33 years is the fact that where he's strong, I'm weak, and where I'm strong, he's weak. And it's just the way it is. And neither one of us has made each other feel bad about that. I don't understand something. Say, for example, if somebody handed me a contract to go over, I'd read it, but not that I wouldn't understand it, but I would hand it to him and say, honey, read this and see if you get what I get out of it. So that kind of thing. And because he's so smart, he is so smart. I kid you not, you guys. The man is very smart. And yeah, he doesn't have the most hands-on type things. But in our marriage, he has accepted the fact that, I'm willing to you should have seen me in my younger days. When you're struggling more in life and you drive old beat up cars and you got to fix them, and this was even before Google, but maybe before cars got more confusing, he was okay with the fact that I would crawl underneath the hood of a car and fix the radiator or the overflow thing, or he learned to accept the fact that I liked climbing underneath the hood of a car and fixing something simple if I could fix it, and he didn't have a clue what to do, and he was okay with that. He could change the oil in a car and put a tire on, so he wasn't totally helpless, but he was okay with that. But at the same time, again, when it came to other things, we would sit down and discuss them and everything. So neither one of us are idiots. In other words, we have learned to, in fact, if anything, I think because he is so intelligent and smart, that I have fed off of him throughout the 33 years. But don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. And vice versa, I'm sure he's fed off me. Now, has it been 100% equal give and take throughout 33 years of marriage? Oh, no, it's not. There's been times that I've given more than he's given, and he's given more than I've given. It's just the way it is. I don't think you can be 50-50 all the time. I think if you have a strong marriage, there are times that one partner is weaker than the other, and that other partner, and one partner is stronger, and one partner is weaker. I just think that's the way it is. You feed off of each other, and I think if you're truly in a good relationship, I think that's how it works. That's just my opinion. That you just have these moments. Would I marry that man again? Yes, I would. I've married him twice. I married him the first time 33 years ago. And then, I don't know, somewhere around 10 years ago, when this book came out in the churches. I want to say it was called Fireproof, but I'm not sure. I could have that name wrong, but there was the book that came around, and that actor who played on Growing Pains, Kirk Cameron, was the main star, was one of the stars in the movie, and he was a firefighter, and he and his wife. When that book came out, that book came out, one of the church we attended at the time, did a ceremony where everybody renewed their vows who wanted to. So I tell him I married him twice, and I'd do it again. I should tell him I'd do it again, and maybe I'd get it right, but I'm not going to do that to him. So, I mean, this is turning into Ramble. So our plans today are, I'm going out to the thrift store. Me and Gracie are to meet up with a friend who has some CDs or DVDs for me for the artwork that I'm doing. She's got some she wants to give me, and I appreciate it. And then I'm going to go back to the house for a bit, and then he and I going out to dinner tonight for our anniversary. Because I think I'm heading to Kentucky at the end of the month for a little bit. So I think that's what's going on. At least tentatively, that's my plan at the moment. I've started packing the truck up for a load. That's why you see boxes in the window back there behind me, because I put boxes. I save boxes, and then, well, I've been saving boxes since I've been taking things back and forth to Kentucky. That way, if I load up the truck, I don't accidentally have anything push up against the windows. I'd hate for something to crack or break or pop out one of my windows in my cap, or whatever you call that thing on the back of the truck. But that's what we're doing at the moment. Y'all can't see Gracie because she's over here on this side behind my seat looking out the window. Don't pay attention to where you're going, Gracie, because you're not going home without me. Oh, y'all should have seen how excited she was about getting in the truck to go someplace. We put these harnesses on them, okay? And we call them the bra. We go, okay, we're going to put your bra on. And they know the moment the bra goes on, the harness goes on, they know that they're going bye-byes. They only wear the harness when we go bye-bye, when we travel. They don't have to wear it any other time. Just then. I'm going to let her loose for the first time out here. I'm going to Old Mayaka's Methodist Church. There's not a lot of people there. I'm letting her loose for the first time off the leash with me. I want to see if she comes back. And I think it's a safe environment to let her loose to see how she does on that scale. I mean, she minds very well. I mean, very, very well. And I think she's eager to please. But little Miss Gracie's, I've had her since a year ago, basically. She came home with me in November. So I've had her 11 months. But last night she got a little attitude-ish with me. I let her out, and I let her loose outside because we have gated. And what she normally does is she comes up on the porch and barks at the door, and I let her in. Well, I didn't let her in. I was on the phone with somebody. And I was like, she'll be fine. She can go on the porch. She'll be fine. It's not, the sun's not out. And she did it again. And then, of course, by the time she did it the second or third time, Prissy, the other dog, she heard her and she barked. So then I was like, okay, Prissy, I'm gonna go let her in. And I let her in. And after I let her in, she was like, she did this noise like rah, 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 at me, like a low rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, don't give me attitude, because I know she wanted in because she wanted to get her treat and stuff. So I know why she did it, because she wanted in, but she was like giving me attitude. I was like, don't give me attitude, girl. So, but no, she's my sweet baby. Aren't you, Gracie? Your mama's sweet baby? So, yeah, Gracie and I are headed out to the church. They've got a thrift store. Got some food for the food bank. I don't donate where everybody wants to donate. Like, if I go to Goodwill, they say, would you like to round it up to the next? No, I don't. I choose where I donate. I'd rather have, that's my choice that way. I choose, rather than give money to something like Goodwill, where everybody on the sun's doing it, I'd rather give money to somebody, if I'm going to give money to somebody, I'd rather give money to somebody who needs it. You know, I'd rather do it that way. I'd rather give the money, like last week a couple weeks ago when I donated some food to the food bank, I gave them some money towards whatever they needed in the food bank. Because I'd rather have control over it myself than to have somebody tell me where to donate. It's just what I'd rather do. And I'm not one of these people that has to donate and get a receipt to put it on my taxes, because I'm not doing it to get any monetary, or is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. Monetary. I don't know. I'm not wanting to get no breaks for it on my income tax or nothing. My husband probably would like me to do it that way, but no. I'd rather. But that's what we're doing today at the moment. So I'm hoping I'll be a good girl and not look at the thrift store while I'm in there. But I gotta walk in there. Gracie's with me to keep. Gracie's with me to keep me out of trouble. That's why she's with me, because I said if I take Gracie out there, I won't go shopping afterwards. I won't stop off here or stop off there because I got a dog with me. And I don't want to leave a dog in a car, because in Florida, I don't know about every place else, but in Florida, somebody sees a dog in your car and they think the dog's under distress because of being locked up in a car and it being hot. They have the right to bust your windows out. That's why I think when she and I go to Kentucky, I don't plan on needing to leave her and Prissy alone in the car and anything, but I had this little portable air conditioner thing that I think I'm gonna make a sign that I can carry with me, go on the window, that says, "Don't bust my windows, they have AC." Because I don't want my windows busted. I mean, yeah, if I left my dogs in my car and they were in distress, yes, I'd want somebody to rescue them, but that's what I don't understand. See, I'm going to ramble now. That's why I don't understand why people leave their kids in their cars. What are you freaking doing so much that you don't have time to pay attention to your baby? I don't care how busy you are. I mean, I had two, and when my niece and nephew were younger, I took care of them while my sister and her husband worked for a couple years. And I never forgot one of the babies in the car. I never forgot him. So I just don't know what's wrong with people. Alright, I'm not going to go on that rampage. I'm not going to go on that rant. I'm going to say, I'm going to stop now. Okay? I'm going to say, like and subscribe my videos. If you don't, I'm sorry. Enjoy the craziness of life, because you might just laugh about it when you tell a friend. If I get into trouble, I'll get back on here and tell you, okay? But if I don't, I'll see you on the next video. Alright, you guys, I'm home. Gracie and I are home. We did not get into trouble. I did pick up at the thrift store when I was out there in Mayaca. I did pick up a couple plates from their thrift store that would be turned into jewelry. Like $0.25 a piece. And I picked up a mirror for 2 mirrors, one for 50 cents, one for $0.25. Their prices are really cheap out there. And I picked up 2 illustrated pictures. They're like decoupaged onto board, something like they did in the 70s or whatever, of Beatrice Potter's illustrations, I think, that I thought were kind of cool. They were like 75 cents a piece. I'll show you guys that in another video. But, so I got the pictures, I got the plates, I got a belt to turn into some jewelry, and I got some candle holders, the star shaped or whatever. They're just clear glass for 10 cents a piece, because I needed a candle holder, believe it or not. I was going to take one from the house here, but I kind of like having a candle in case something happens. And you need a candle if the power goes out. And what else did I get? I got a coffee stirrer dispenser for 50 cents. But I use coffee stirrers when I string up some of my beads. So that'll come in handy. Just reach over there and grab a coffee stirrer out. I got heated booties. Heated booties. They charged me $2 for these heated booties. I think they're more... Let me turn you around. I think they are more or less like to do like a heating, natural, therapeutic type thing to your footsies. But my feet ache sometimes. I think I got arthritis throughout my body a little bit at my age. But I thought they charged me $2 for them. Everything was in there, the instructions, even the liners. So if they were used, they were only like tried or something, because they don't look at all like they were really used. And I figured for $2 I'd give them a try, because I got this thing, if my feet get really cold up there for some reason, achy, I could warm them up. I wouldn't want to necessarily sleep in these. I know I couldn't sleep in these because I kick them off. I would shed them. Like the moment I fell asleep, I'd probably fall right to sleep and lose them. But they have 2 settings on them, so I'm thinking high and low. And I did plug them in and turn them on, and they do get warm. I don't know which one's the hottest. I think 2 might be the hottest. I'm not sure, because nowhere in the directions does it say that 2 is the hottest and 1 is the coolest, the less hot. Nowhere does it say. So I'm going to have to just play with it if I use it. But yeah, I think it's more or less like, because the directions say something about applying moisturizing cream to your feet and either wrapping your feet in saran wrap or plastic wrap, or covering them in the baggies and leaving them on for 15 to 20 minutes, the booties. And it says cream is sold separately. So I think it says advanced treatment for revitalizing your feet. I think that's more or less what it is. But I do think that if my feet got really cold up there, and I could warm them up maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll walk out in the snow not knowing what I'm doing in Kentucky and get cold feet. And I could warm them up with this. So that's what I got. I don't want to tell the husband, because the husband would like to have it because his feet get cold all the time. So I'm going to take those with me to Kentucky just in case. But that's all I really did. I didn't really get in trouble today. So I told you I might show you what I got. And this was a unique find that I got. So that's it. I'll see y'all in the next video.